Compounding in stock market. Does compounding really help in stock market?
Albert Einstein once said compounding is the eighth wonder of this world. I had never thought that the concept of interest calculation that I had learned in my 8th standard will become the primary source of my income. So, let's start with the meaning of compounding. Compounding is derived from the term compound interest. There are two types of interest calculation. First one is simple interest, and the second one compound interest.
Can you give me an example?
Suppose you gave 1,000 rupees to someone for 4 years at the rate of 10% per annum, and in return you will be receiving interest on your money in the form of simple interest. In simple interest, interest is calculated by using the following formula. Here P is the principal sum, R is the rate of interest, and T is the time interval. So, the interest received by you will be 400 rupees and the amount at the end of 2 years will be 1,400, 1,000 plus 400. If the same principal amount would have been lent out for compound interest, the amount received at the end of year would have been calculated using the following formula. The meaning of the initials being same as that in the case of simple interest. By using this formula, the net payable amount accounts to 1464 rupees. The difference between both the interests equals to 64 rupees. This may not seem more, but trust me, as the time span increases, an exponential rise can be witnessed in the difference. For better understanding, look at the chart given, on the same sum of 1,000 rupees at 10% per annum but variable time durations. The chart shows the amount payable for the same amount at the end of different time intervals. The power of compounding is quite clear from the chart. As 1,000 rupees at compound interest of 10% will become something around 7,500, and in the case of simple interest around 3,100. The basic differentiating point between both is the method of interest calculation. In compound interest, interest is also earned over the previous interest. But in the case of simple interest, it does not happen.
What is its significance?
The concept of compounding has a very significant use in the stock market. Just as the calculation of interest amount varies in the case of simple and compound interest, the same happens with the long-term investments. Suppose you find out a very good stock with strong fundamentals, having a good future ahead. Now if you invest an amount of 5,000 rupees in it, for a long-term perspective, you get a return of 12%, and after 1 year the value of stocks become 5,600 rupees. And for the next year, your invested amount automatically becomes 5,600 rupees, which were just 5,000 a year ago. You will now be getting interest on your extra 600 rupees, which you not really have invested. And even if you sell those stocks, it will not cost you much, as your next investment could be the complete amount of 5,600 rupees you have earned from your previous investment. One of the most saying about investment is the earlier you start, the more you get. It is said due to the effect of compounding. For better understanding, let us take an example of two individuals, Parminder and Gurwinder. Parminder started investing in stocks in his 20s and Gurwinder started in his 30s. Parminder invested an amount of 10,000 rupees in stocks, considering the rate of return to be 15%. When he will reach his 50, he will have a net worth of 6,62, 117 rupees. On the other hand, Gurwinder also invested 10,000 in stocks during his 30s. He in his 50s will have an amount of 1,63, 665 rupees, yielded at 15% per annum. The difference between the net worth of both the individuals is a huge one. What compounding does with your investment is, it amplifies the return. It was Einstein who called the concept of compounding as the eighth wonder of this world. And now we can easily understand why he called it so.
For more information visit protradings.com.